Whenever I first started getting into fitness and working out and stuff like that, it was around the age of 13 or 14. I would literally be lifting weights and I would have my earbuds in and I'd be listening to FL Studio tips and tricks videos. FL Studio is an extension of my brain. I think that's how Martin Garrix put it. And I want it to be the same for you. So with that being said, I'm gonna show you some of my favorite tips and tricks. Okay, so I got this piano melody right here, and I'm going to show you how to create an instant reverse reverb to transition into your melody. This is a trick I got from Jonas Aiden, also known as Aiden Foyer, a couple years ago, and it's a tip I don't see anybody else using. The first thing you want to do is just copy the first notes of your melody. So I'll copy these ones and paste them into a new pattern, and then we want to render these first notes out. Just consolidate it, and once you have the consolidated sample, you want to select it and press Ctrl E. This will open Edison, and from here you can press Ctrl R, press enter. This is going to apply the reverb, and then Alt left to reverse it. And then you can use this right here to drag it directly into the playlist. Beautiful. Now, everybody else is doing it the slow way, but with this method you can literally do it within less than a second. Just watch. Boom. Instant reverse reverb, and we can drag this in, of course, line it up, do whatever we want to it. We could also do this with maybe a one-shot synth or something. Alright, I'll do the same thing as before. I'll just drag the one shot in. You can select the one shot, Ctrl E, Ctrl R, enter Alt left, and then you have your instant reverse reverb in less than a second. And of course you want to make sure it's in the right key. So definitely experiment with that. Okay, so you have a huge project. As you can see, this project is pretty big and it's starting to lag. Well, the first thing you want to do, of course, is go to options and then audio settings and make sure to turn your buffer length all the way up. That's pretty basic, you might already know that. But sometimes it still lags just a little bit. Now, when I was at music production school, I was taking a project in to show my instructor as like homework, and it was a huge project. I was complaining about how it was lagging, and my instructor, he was like, why don't you just press F12? What this does is it closes all of the windows in FL Studio. So if you have a ton of plugins open, if you have a ton of effects and samplers and all of the other windows, F12 is going to close out of all of them, which can help save your project from just a little bit more lag. Because you know, whenever you open a huge project, all of these windows just start popping up. You got Serum, you got your samplers, all of this other stuff. So if that's the case, make sure to press F12 and that will just close out of all the windows and help it run a little bit smoother. And now there's pretty much no lag whatsoever. First of all, this beat uses my own loop, so don't go down into the comments and say I'm cheating and using someone else's loop. But anyway, let's say for example, you have a ton of instruments in your channel rack and they're not assigned. Now what you can do to automatically route all of these to the mixer channel with their colors and names is this. You want to left click, drag and select them like this. Then you're going to go to the mixer, which is F9. And once you're in the mixer, you can press Ctrl Shift L. And this will route all of the sounds automatically with their colors and their names and all of that. It is a very, very useful tool and it helps your workflow a ton. And if we wanted to, we could do it for the rest of the stuff. I'm not even gonna name or color these, I'll just try it out. Go to the mixer, Control Shift L, and boom. And if you wanted to, from here, you could go ahead and rename and color them. But amazing tip, and it helps speed things up a little bit. All right, so here's a random percussion loop I just found. And so you probably know what a convolution reverb is. In FL Studio, we have the Fruity Convolver. It basically uses a recorded reverb impulse. So maybe you'll go to like a huge church or something and then record a clap or some type of hit that's going to have a lot of reverb. And then you would use that as your impulse or your reverb signal. So this is just the default impulse. But what if we use a synth or something that's not really supposed to go into the convolution reverb? We can use this, for example. Let's try this one. So as you can tell, you can get some really weird results. Get a weird glass texture. See, that sounds really cool. We could try it on this loop as well. So let's try some other stuff. Let's try this one. And all those little melodic bits that you hear are coming from the convolution reverb. If you've been a part of my channel for a little bit, you know where this track is from. So I'll take these vocals, and this is a very simple tip. If you press Shift and M, this is going to swap between the stretch modes up here. It's a great shortcut. I find myself using it a lot. It allows you to swap between stretching the sample or actually just cutting it. Like that. Alright, so another cool tip. Experiment with the Fruity Granulizer. To open it, we just want to add a new plugin and look up Fruity Granulizer, and it looks like this. Now, if you're not familiar with granular synthesis, it literally just takes your audio and breaks it down into tiny little fragments called grains. And those grains can be manipulated and combined. It creates a really cool result, so I'll show you. So like this percussion loop right here, we could drag it in and we'll place a note. And let's just play around with the settings. The key here is this random knob. You can get some really cool textures. If you want to, you can select a loop, so it just loops the entire time. That's pretty cool. See, that right there is a great ambient texture. Let's say you want to control the pitch or some parameter of all your chords at once, but you don't want to go and create a pitch automation for every single one of these melodies or chords, because that's just going to overcomplicate everything and you're going to have to control each one of them individually and all of that stuff. There's a very simple way to fix that. So as you can see, I've already created this automation right here. I'll make something simple real quick, like that. So you got that pitch bend effect. And now let's say you want to connect all of the pitches of these other instruments here to this one automation. This is what you're going to do. So I'll go to the next instrument. I'll right click on a pitch and then select a link to controller. And you're not going to mess with the rest of the stuff. You're just going to look at internal controller, and then you can select your automation. Select it and press enter. And now this one, as well as I believe this one, is controlled by this one automation. And now you don't have to have tons of automation clips. Now you get that cool pitch bend effect for every single one of the instruments. And it's all done with a single automation clip. This one is a little bit immoral. I'm going to teach you how to steal people's drums. You want to make sure you have the latest version of FL Studio, and then you can click on this little icon up here. Select extract stems from sample, and of course you want to select drums. We'll extract this and just wait for it to go. And by the way, this thing is very good. It's not perfect, but you can get some good results from it. So let's see. So that is pretty dang accurate. Like, I could literally just steal this clap right here. I mean, this is my own track, but you get the point. So I could literally just cut out this kick here. And now I pretty much have the kick. And if I wanted to, I could edit it a little bit, maybe apply some frequency shifter or something, make it my own clap. Really fun to play around with. By the way, if you want to learn FL Studio in under 2 weeks and produce some amazing music, have a community of producers by you who are always by your side to help you, get a ton of sample packs, presets, and everything that you need as a music producer, go check the link in the description. Make music now, and then thank yourself later. Peace.